Welcome to TTE Elite Market Signals. In this training tutorial, we're going to cover what exactly is the difference between the Pro version and the Semi-Pro version. Let's get right into it. So, as you can see here from the title, this is the TTE Semi-Pro version, okay? And we're comparing it to the TTE Elite Market Signals Pro version. Now that we see that both of these are different, and we confirm that by the script itself, we can remove this off the screen, and then we'll start the comparison. All right, this is the Semi-Pro. So on the same exact setting, this is the Semi-Pro results. This is the Pro results. There's a little bit of an increase or bump in performance on some instruments when it comes to the Pro version versus the Semi-Pro version. Now, not a big difference, but let's go deeper into what has changed. But before we go into that, we're going to cover what didn't change. The looks, the aesthetics, all the same options you have for the chart, stop loss, profit target, support resistance lines, trend line, all the information here on this debug table, everything listed down here. It's pretty much the same. Again, let's take a look again. Same instrument, stop loss, profit target, support resistance line, trend line, background color, confluence, although different functions, exactly the same. And here we have same panel, debug table. Okay, so on the surface it looks the same, but now let's consider the changes a little bit deeper. I'm gonna put this menu up. We'll start to compare the two a little bit. Right off the bat, we see, again, it's on the same setting. The risk setting chosen here is the risk space option, in which case there are 4 of them here to select from. And it's the same with the Pro. This is the Semi-Pro we're looking at. So it's on risk option. But let's see what has changed with the Pro. Okay, we're going to go down to the same option here. And again, risk space, if we click on this drop down arrow, we see 4 options are available. But why the performance difference? They're all on risk space. This one says 75, you're making 41,544, and our profit factor here is 2.06, whereas on our Semi-Pro version, still risk base, our profit target net profit is 7,272. Profit factors decrease, and win rate is a little bit lower. What's the difference? Well, going back to the Pro version, look and see here, you'll see that this option has been added to our list, which does not exist in the Semi-Pro version. What does it say? It says, when enabled, this feature is called Enabled Auto Exit Profile. When enabled, the engine compares live performance metrics and can override the selected risk management system with the strongest exit engine for current conditions. When disabled, exits follow the risk management system choice only, which in a nutshell means the Semi-Pro version, on the Pro version, which we're looking at right now, I can use any of these 4 selected options. Nothing will really change, except that there are programs within the system itself in which has been boosted to give much higher performance. And because it took so much tweaking and time and painstaking coding to bump it up to another notch, it was only fair that the professional version get the bump. This option here, enable auto exit profile, does not exist in the Pro version. And what it does is that instead of physically choosing which of these performs the best, it automatically chooses the one it thinks is best based on volatility for the time, the instrument being traded, the time frame being traded. It just looks into a lot more things to decipher which it should use versus us coming in here and specifically picking which one we want. You may ask, why is it performing so much better? Well, its code has been boosted in many different ways. So if you are a professional trader and you're looking for the flagship system, go with the Pro. If budget is holding you back and you cannot afford to pay for the Pro version, you will get slightly less performance, but not too far off with the Semi-Pro. But while we're here, let's tackle what else has changed. By implementing this system, there's another internal system change with the Pro. It's called a scaling system. It allows the system to pick and choose any of these and scale it up to boost results. Right? What's the difference? There is now an enhanced version of Sushi World. A higher time frame reversal exits allow the system to select short trades when the market is primed for that. Both of these does the same thing, but just different algorithms. So it's searching for higher time frame trades, both long and short, in addition to what is selected here as entry in the market when those two are selected. Then down here, this same option exists in the Semi-Pro. We can further gauge it by having it choose it automatically, choosing ourselves to go with the strict option, moderate, minimal, which lessens the criterias for these to trigger. And so you might end up getting a lot more trades. What does that look like in the Semi-Pro? One last big change that took place with the Pro that is not the case with the Semi-Pro. This is another entry. Enable E-mini entry short, which exists also for the Semi-Pro, but both long entry and the short entry have been boosted for the Pro version, not the Semi-Pro. Okay, if you want the biggest bang for the buck, if you want the flagship, then you're going to select the Pro version. If you are just up and coming and your budget does not allow you to utilize the professional version, you can settle for Semi-Pro. You can tweak it to get similar results, but overall, you're not going to get the same result as the Semi-Pro. Aside from that, everything else is identical. Background, changing the colors, volume profile option. This panel here, it's the same. Support and resistance. Up here, there's another bar for this, showing resistance. These update automatically as price moves, and it does it for both systems. You're not missing out on that at all. Basically, the Pro version is a safer, more professionally scripted version that allows professionals to be safe in trading and further controls the amount of loss that can incur in a trade. The scalar system that exists in the Pro, even when not selected, behind the scene, it's controlling the drawdown, okay? The drawdown, not just the overall reflected number here, but within each individual trade, this system is always making sure that you capture profit versus losing them to trades being held longer in the market or taking longer drawdown risk is not designed to control, whereas the Pro version we're looking at can do that very effectively. Does that mean you couldn't get similar results with this? Well, you would get close with this Semi-Pro version, but you will not get 100% the same result as the Pro. So just something to think about. But if you are a professional trader and you're not relying on the signals from the system itself, But if you are interested in just using the tools, the same trend line, same volume profile panel, same everything, and you just want to utilize that yourself to make a trade, you can get the same thing. You get the same signals with this semi-pro version as the pro version. But again, they are not two 100% identical systems. So just something to think about when you're considering your decisions. I always use Pro since I have both, but if you don't have that, you can make use of what you have and still get similar signals, just not 100% the same. Okay? Just in case some of you are wondering, well, what am I losing? What am I gaining from the two different scripts, two different options? I wanted to make a video to bring that to your attention so you know exactly what's in each and what are the differences so that you can make an informed decision. Once again, thank you for tuning in to this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.